mother's dog. We've had him for 2 months and I'm the one that's managed to kill him.
Investigators figure out why these beloved pets make their fatal last leap from this 15-meter bridge. In Florida, 34 endangered manatees are found dead in the water.
We're getting, 3 to 4 carcasses a day.
A deadly killer stalks the seas. In India, the monsoon rains suddenly turn a strange color.
The rain is blood red. The water that is falling from the roof, it is blood red.
Does the red rain contain something deadly, or could it even be a form of alien life? Find out the answers to the world's wildest mysteries on Wild Case Files. Something strange is happening. Beneath the imposing tower of Overton House lies a scene of mystery and misadventure. Without any warning at all, dozens of dogs are suddenly leaping to their deaths from the ancient Overton Bridge. December 2001. Victoria III has a day off work and takes Bruno, the family dog, out for a walk.
I decided that I would take him up to Overton House because it's a good walk. He can run about in the bushes.
I'll see you later. Bye. Bye, Bruno.
It was just a normal day, running round, sniffing everything. It was quite a cold day, it was wet, but the rain had gone off. We got to the bridge and he was slightly in front of me. The next thing I knew, he had put his front paws up onto the parapet.
Bruno!
I was absolutely terrified. I thought, this is my mother's dog. We've had him for 2 months and I'm the one that's managed to kill him.
Something extraordinary has compelled Bruno to leap off this 4-story high bridge. And it turns out he's not the first dog to do this. Willie Cochran, a reporter at a small local newspaper, is intrigued by the possibility of unnatural forces and is the first to pursue the story.
Hello, news desk.
The call he receives leads to his first story about the suicide dogs of Overton Bridge.
Initially, I just thought, here we go, another typical local newspaper story. But when she mentioned that there'd been more than one, then, my ears kind of pricked up a bit.
Willie is at the hub of a real mystery.
Various people phoned after the first article to say that it happened to their dog as well. Some of the dogs had jumped off and lived. Some of them had jumped off and died. There was even one that had jumped off, lived. The owner went back a couple of years later and unfortunately jumped off again and died. So there was enough material for 4 or 5 weeks of follow-ups anyway, which was great from my point of view.
At least a dozen dogs have leapt from the bridge, 5 in just 6 months. Is this just a coincidence? Willie's reports catch the attention of animal behaviorist Dr. David Sands, who comes to investigate.
It's one of the first projects that I'd been asked to do some research in that didn't just involve dogs behaving badly. From an animal behaviourist point of view, it was sort of a story that said why. My first job when I came down was to kind of just get a feel of the dimensions and the overall geography of the area. I wanted to measure it, I wanted to see the thickness of the bridge, the stone, the heights. I was interested in what the lead-up was to it. And what people thought of it who were walking the dogs in that area, how long it had been going on. This was a story that had a lot of human emotion. I wanted to get back to the science, and I knew there would be some logic for the explanation.
Overlooking the scene of the distressing incidents are the spires and turrets of Overton House itself. Built in the 1860s, this huge mansion was once described as a place where angels and gargoyles keep company.
There's a wee eeriness to it as well. There's a website that I was looking at this morning actually, and it was the most scary places on earth, and this bridge is mentioned on it.
The Dog Death Bridge spans a narrow but deep gorge that cuts through this beautiful Scottish estate. Visitors to the bridge are wary of it.
That's the first time we've been here. But what did I say to you as soon as we got to the bridge? I said it's quite spooky about here. I don't know why, I just get a really bad feeling about the place.
The Scottish SPCA recruit canine behaviourist Joyce Stewart to investigate why the deaths are happening. She starts speaking to owners to try to build up a pattern.
It's Joyce Stewart here. I hope you don't mind me calling you. I was very surprised at how many people did come forward, particularly the owners that the dogs had gone over the bridge. Some dogs that had lost their lives, others had survived it. And also other people where the dogs were just on the verge of going over. Okay, and he was fit and healthy.
Through one contact, Joyce discovers that fatal incidents at this bridge aren't just recent events, but go back some 60 years.
I spoke to a lady who used to work for the Scottish SPCA. She moved to Dumbarton in the 1950s and decided to come up here to take her dog for a walk through the estate. She was warned by a friend to keep her dog on the lead, as apparently many dogs had jumped over the bridge.
With so many cases over such a long period of time, this is more than just coincidence. One idea is that the dogs may be committing suicide due to the gloomy state of their owners' lives. Industrial decline means that Dumbarton is no longer the bustling town it once was. Unemployment here is high. Just 6 kilometers down the road from Overton Bridge is the Erskine Road Traffic Bridge, one of Scotland's most notorious suicide spots. Estimates suggest that more than 15 people attempt to kill themselves there every year. Could the dogs be doing the same at Overton and be deliberately jumping off the bridge?
Dogs don't have a sense of the past or the future. Dogs live in the now. It's what matters now to a dog. So they're not capable of, even if they didn't have the best life in the world or whatever, no, they wouldn't want to go and end it all. They would just go out and find something else.
When it was first put to me that were dogs committing suicide from this bridge, I actually laughed out loud. That's where we're humanising the behaviour, we're becoming anthropomorphic.
With the suicide notion completely dismissed by the experts, Victoria suggests another theory as to why Bruno jumped that fateful day.
It had been wet and the stream that runs under the bridge was very loud. It was very, very loud. It was much louder than it had been any previous time we had been.
When a dog comes onto the bridge, it's very noisy. There's lots going on. Really, really exciting. Right up a dog street, if you like. There's also cannons that come out from the parapets of the bridge. And there's lots of wind, gale sort of thing. May well produce a noise, a sound. May well attract dogs to it. So another reason for the dog to possibly investigate.
A dog's world is far noisier than ours, as they hear a broader range of sounds. Local resident and vet Debbie McDonald is a frequent visitor to the bridge with her dogs.
Dogs can hear at a much higher frequency than us, so there's probably even noises around here that they can hear right now that we can't hear at all, that definitely seem to affect them. This device can be heard by dogs and we can't hear a thing, and if I press it you'll just see his reaction.
Maybe The dogs were reacting to a sound their owners couldn't hear. Legend has it, in Celtic times, Overton was known to be a thin place, a place where heaven and earth are close. So investigators also check out theories of ghostly barks from previous